Zsolt Feher meticulously crafted each portrait, his talents oriented towards a single purpose, capturing the essence of femininity across ages, shades, and origins. His skill unfolded from an early age as he worked to emulate his mother's betrothal portrait. He expanded his exploration of feminine beauty to include capturing the life stories of his sisters, followed shortly by the remaining women of his town. He fought to replicate their grace and lovely countenances on canvas, to immortalize them. He reveled in his ready success at doing so. From his humble beginnings, his brush then danced upon the ladies of nobility. His works began adorning first the manors on the hillside and then those along the river. His paints, glazes, washes and varnishes were used to exalt the mare's many female kin from simple mortals to goddesses, each stroke unraveling the timeless elegance hidden in their gazes. None of these ladies was enough, however. It was a celestial beauty, an elusive muse whom he sought. Zsolt searched for this angelic pinnacle of femininity across the globe, plying his trade as he went. For 6 years he searched and worked. He painted Eleni of Greece along with her mother. Then came Nasrin of Persia, Samira of Egypt, along with Ada and Sihe in Ethiopia. Sarah sat for her portrait in Somalia before he took passage aboard a ship bound east. Across the Orient, it was Siu Yun, Masako, and Lie Chue. In the Philippines, he captured the beauty of Maria Clara before taking up a year of residency in Australia, painting all the ladies willing to commission him. As he made his way back to Europe, he painted Priya, Anjali, Aishwarya, and Sunita along with even more ladies whose names he was running out of memory for. He'd come nearly full circle and had reached the Balkan kingdoms once more. He returned richer in every way, but still, he had not achieved his goal of finding that etheric woman whose beauty was so grand as to elude capture as a still image. He had begun to fear such a woman existed only in his dreams, but in Vojvodina he finally encountered his Venus. The sight of her, a young woman named Milena, in the city square ignited the pursuit once more. Permission to paint the young woman came with the demand from her father, a baron and connoisseur of art himself, to do her justice, a task he was perfectly willing to undertake. Zsolt devoted himself to his craft. Her allure became his obsession as he yearned to encapsulate her rare essence within his art. He didn't achieve it at first, so he began again. And again and again, the master painter found himself failing. For the first time in half a lifetime, and he could not have been more delighted about it. Every brushstroke on the canvas whispered of his devotion, while his heart beat louder with each incomplete portrayal. His artistry mirrored his affection, a journey of unwavering pursuit, striving for a semblance to match the ethereal radiance of her body, her heart, and her mind. Each painting seemed to capture only one of those traits well. The Baron observed each of the man's works with paternal wisdom. He saw the painter's struggle and wondered if the man's ceaseless quest for perfection was merely an ardent desire to immortalize her beauty or something more. It was a year later, in the art studio, this man's parlor had become that a poignant understanding unfurled. Milena's father saw not just an artist seeking perfection, but a suitor trying to exceed his own impeccable standards, to prove his limitless love for the subject. The sun was sinking, and the light was no longer good for painting that day when the two men's gazes met. The Baron's verdict, a silent nod, conveyed more than any eloquent dialogue. "I give you my blessing," is what Zsolt heard in the action. "You have painted not just her beauty, but the depth of your love," was what the man finally said for both the painter and his daughter to hear. Zsolt nodded. The words of his heart read aloud from the canvas at last. The man beckoned his beaming daughter to join them at the easel. Milena rose from her seat to kiss her father's cheek. He returned the gesture, took her hand, and gave it to Zsolt before leaving them alone in the ruddy light of sunset. Words failed him, though they'd spoken for hours and hours. Whole days on end in his pursuit of capturing her this year. The words withered away in the realization that she was no longer forbidden fruit. His lips found hers and they shared their first kiss. A perfect blend of artistry and passion, a prelude to their life together. Zsolt and Milena left the studio, hand in hand, their future a blank canvas awaiting the vibrant hues of shared moments and endless love.